Hello students, we are taking the topic today economic reforms since 1991. Uh, Earlier we have seen the economic reforms from 1950 to 1990. During this 7 5-year plannings and 3 annual plannings plus one more 2 annual year plannings, we come to the conclusion that in this economic reform policies we have decided some goals which should be achieved in a specific time. And in the 1991 we realized that the achievement of these goals are failure, and the result of this economic reform policies from 1950s to 1990s for the 4 decades, uh, the public sectors has a vast command and the public private sector was neglected, and due to some other reasons the problem like excessive physical deficit, inflation, deficit balance of payment, shortage of the foreign currency reserves, etc., goes to its peak. And in the region of Prime Minister Chandrasekhar, the foreign reserve was not sufficient to fulfill the payment of import for more than 3 weeks. So, in a hurry, we have to take the decisions, and that contemporary government mortgaged the gold of India in the international market. So, by that time, we need strongly the reform and refresh the economic policies. And in 1991, we make that change and we started a new version, a new vision to look forward with the economic development. So, what the economic reform is? The economic reform is the policy measures undertaken by the government since after 1991 to promote production and productivity and efficiency of economy and make it global competitive. That is a economic reform. And the basic pillar of this economic reform was privatization, liberalization and globalization. They are in a sequence. This LPG, we can say liberalization, privatization and globalization. Now we come to the next topic, why we need the economic reform, or what was the need of the economic reform. In the 1990s, for the 4 decades, whatever we have targeted and what we have achieved has not up to the mark. So the economy take the U-turn from the previous policies and make a milestone change. And this milestone change was the new economic reform policies. We can say liberalization, privatization and globalization policies, LPGs policies. And the need of these LPGs policies was due to the first excessive deficit budget, excessive fiscal deficit. From 1951 to 1990, India was making a budget, fiscal deficit budget, and it was taking the borrowing from the public and the foreign market to fulfill that gap. And in the starting, it was up to the 5% of the GDP. but it increased up to the 8% or 9% of the GDP. The fiscal deficit was increasing, and in the 1990 it became up to the 56% in compared to 51. And there was a debt trap in the 1990s. Debt trap means the Indian loan or debt, the government debt was trapped. We have almost taken the loan from all and everyone, and the contemporary government at that time, Chandrasekhar's government at that time, requested World Bank and International Monetary Fund to extend the loan of near about $7 billion to come up from that situation, that debt trap situation, because our all the debt was trapped. We are not able to pay the principal amount, and even we was not able to pay the interest on the principal amount of borrowing. So Indian Monetary Fund sanctions the loan with a sanctional loan, and it asks the Indian government to introduce the economic reform for the permanent platform. So the next point was balance of payment deficit. Now from the last 40 years, our balance of payment was in deficit. As I have told you earlier, it was with 174 crores, and it raised by 45 lakh crore rupees in the 1990s. Exactly, I have told you the data. It was 45 lakh crore rupees, near about 42 lakh crore rupees in the 1990s. This was the payment deficit, balance of trade, and we have an international liquidity trap in that time. International liquidity trap means we are not able to pay our debt, and we can conclude that the external loans are taken to pay the principal amount and the interest. International monetary liquidity trap means we are not in the situation to pay the international debt on the domestic purchasing. For that, payment of the principal amount and the interest on the principal amount from this last 40 years of borrowing, we have to take the international loan. पिछले 40 सालों से हम घाटे का बजट बना रहे थे। इस घाटे के बजट में हमारी जो एंटिसिपेटेड एक्सपेंडिचर्स आर मोर देन एंटिसिपेटेड रेवेन्यू रिसिप्ट्स। सो ये जो गैप था, इसको हम बोरोइंग कर रहे थे फ्रॉम कैश। ये कैश फ्रॉम द डोमेस्टिक टेरिटरी से शुरू में होता है, बाद में इस प्राइम घाटे को, बजट के घाटे को पूरा करने के लिए वी हैव टू टेक द इंटरनेशनल लोन एंड इंटरेस्ट ऑन दैट। सो हर साल हम इंटरनेशनल लोन लेते हैं और उस पर इंटरेस्ट देते हैं। तो इंटरेस्ट शुड बी पेड इंस्टेंटली एंड बाय द मैंडेटरी। बट अप टू द कमिंग ऑफ 1990s हम इस सिचुएशन में नहीं थे कि जो हम अपने घाटे का बजट बना रहे हैं और उसमें जो घाटा पूरा करने के लिए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय बाजार से जो हम पिछला लोन लेते आए हैं और जो नया लोन ले रहे हैं, उन सब का ब्याज भी हम नहीं दे पा रहे थे। तो वो ब्याज देने के लिए हमको इंटरनेशनल लोन लेने पड़ रहे थे। दैट इज इंटरनेशनल लिक्विडिटी ट्रैप, एंड इट इंक्रीज्ड in the 1991 at the worst condition, and it makes the call for the economic reform. Again, the next factor for the need of this economic reform was the inflation. Just after the decade of 60s and 70s, there was a hike of price by the 6% to 15 or 18%, and there was a shortage of supply of money and shortage of essential goods, and the rise of the fiscal deficit destroyed the situation. The price level increases in the economy, and government was forced to think alternative policies to reduce these types of inflation. The next factor which was responsible for the economical reform policies or the LPG policies was the excessive control of public sector. And this excessive control of public sector performed in a poor performance. The poor performance of this public sector was responsible for the non-achievement of economic goals for this 4 decades. And in the beginning, 1951, with the first industrial policy, in government sector or public sector purchased only 5 enterprises. But by the 1921, the public sectors enterprises or entrepreneurs or the companies was near about 221 or 232, sorry. 232 ventures was under the control of public, and all were almost in the loss. 63% of the government investment was made in the public sector, and the return from this public sector was very less. So it was a hour to shift from public to private sector. The next reason for this economic reform in a worldwide was the Gulf crisis. The 7-year war or 15-year war from last 15-year wars from Iran and Iraq was the main reason to think the global economy, the international economy with the new policies, with the new reforms. Because the world maximum countries were the petro-economic countries, or the world's most countries' economy was a petrodollar economy, means petroleum products influences the economy at a bigger level. So due to this crisis, the export of the Gulf countries fell sharply low. So there was a price hike in the petroleum and petroleum product related goods. Or we can say all the commodities are directly or indirectly related with the petrol or petroleum products. So there was a hike in the price, and that crisis, Gulf crisis, resulted to think the India and almost all the other countries with a new economical reform. So now we come to the part of economic reforms or the compositions or the components of the new economic reform policies, that are liberalization, privatization and globalization. So first, liberalization. Liberalization means removal of unnecessary controls from private sectors and industries imposed by the government. Liberalizing, think openly and think broadly, and not only to think about the domestic country, but link yourself with the global market or with the world. So this liberalization in a thought in respect of the economy was removal of the unnecessary control, tariffs and restrictions from the private sector, and losing some controls from the public sector, so that the private sector can entertain liberties or a freedom in the economy to produce or to participate in the economic activities. So, uh, what are the measures or the steps taken under the liberalization in the economy? So, we talk about the steps taken in the liberalizations. First is exemptions of the industries from licensing and registration. This was the major milestone change made after the 40 years of economic planning, which resulted very less. And this economic reform of exemptions of the license and registration brings the private sector to start their business and ventures without any procedures or restrictive procedures. However, there was 6 or 7 industries for which the permission was required, like alcohol drinks, wines, and cigarette, defense equipment, industrial explosive, harmful chemical, drugs, and pharmaceuticals. For this, license was required, and except these 7, the license and the prior permission was not required. Now it was given liberty to the private sector to make import and export or start their own ventures without permission and registration. The next step taken was freedom of expansion of industries. Prior to 1991, the expansion of industry and even the increase in the product of commodity, the prior approval was required from the central government or with the government. But now with the new economic reform, this expansion of industries was liberalized to the private sector. Now they don't need any approval. They can expand their industries according to their wish or with the market condition. The next liberty given to the liberalization under the liberalization was freedom of production. Now the capping or the fixing the quota of production was abolished. The producer or the private sector are free to produce the goods as much as quantity he wishes. As I have told you in the earlier lectures, that before 1990s, a consumer cannot purchase 2 scooters in his name. उस एक व्यक्ति एक साल में एक स्कूटर ही खरीद सकता था, 2 स्कूटर खरीद ही नहीं सकता था, कैपिंग थी. इवन टेलीविज़न खरीदने के बाद उसको डीडी दूरदर्शन पर फ्री का चैनल देखने के लिए पैसे जमा करने पड़ते थे. टीवी खरीदने के लिए, टीवी बनाने के लिए भी एक लिमिट थी कि यू कांट मेक्स द ऑटोमोबाइल्स और equipment more than this. So this freedom of production was given to the producer to produce as much as he wishes according to the demand. The next step taken under the privatization was relaxation from the Monopolies Act. That MPRTC Act, Monopolistic Restrictive Trade Practice Acts, imposes lot of barricades, obstacles on the industry. They cannot, the industries cannot access the investment of 100 crore rupees at that time. But after the liberalization, this restriction was removed. Now the private industries can start their ventures with the more than 100 crore rupees also. So these restrictions changed the economic development scenario. The next step taken under the liberalization was increasing the limit of investment under the small scale and cottage industries by many folds. From 5 lakhs to it was increases to 10 crore and more from 10 crores. Now it is 100 crore rupees. From now, recently 100 crore rupees can be invested in a small scale industries. Freedom of import of the machineries and tools and raw materials was given to the liberty of the private sector. Before this, 1991, it was not possible. It was not permitted. But after this economic reform under the head of liberalization, the freedom was given to the private sector to import machineries, raw material on their requirement. Not only the machines and raw material, even the technology was also given freedom to import it. The private sector can make the collaboration with the foreign sector. FDI was increased. Now, before this, the FDI was more than 50, less than 50%. Now the FDI can be more than 51%, 60%. Before that, the government have more investment in the cooperative sectors. Now the government given the free hand to the private sector, even he sold his shares. The next was reduction in the tax and tariffs. In the production and for the goods also, the tariff was decreased. That helps the private sector to decrease the price and create its big market. The next step was in the foreign exchange reform. Government devalued the price value of Indian rupees, Indian currency, and by devaluing this value of Indian currency, the balance of payment became little bit favorable for the Indian economy. भारत की मुद्रा की कीमत घटा दी गई, तो अब भारत की जो मुद्रा थी रुपया, उसकी कीमत घटाने से वो सस्ती हो गई एंड इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट करने में या फॉरेन एक्सचेंज करने में बहुत आसानी हो गई. जैसे 100 रुपये की कीमत घटा दी जाए तो अब हमें ज़्यादा पैसा देना पड़ेगा. अगर तो हमारी चीज़ें सस्ती हो गई तो अब हम ज़्यादा सामान बेच करके अपनी फॉरेन एक्सचेंज रेट को कम कर सकते थे. In the quantitative restriction for the import and export both was decreased. Import के लिए from हमने कैपिंग हटा दी. जो पहले हमने कैपिंग करके रखी थी कि इससे ज़्यादा लिमिट में हम इंपोर्ट नहीं कर सकते थे. That restrictions has been reduced and the tariff on the export was also reduced. So inflow of the foreign goods बहुत आसान हो गया, जिससे और भारत की जो एक्सपोर्ट ड्यूटी थी वो भी हमने हटा दी. सो एक्सपोर्ट्स भी बढ़ गए, इंपोर्ट्स भी बढ़ गए एंड द बैलेंस ऑफ ट्रेड इट बिकेम लिटिल कॉम्पिटिटिव फॉर द डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट्स. भारत में अंतर्राष्ट्रीय प्रतिस्पर्धा बढ़ गई, जिससे कि प्रतियोगिता बढ़ने से प्राइजेज में बहुत तेजी से गिरावट आई. एंड द बेस्ट एग्जाम्पल इज टेलीकम्युनिकेशन. पहले 1995-98 में हैंडसेट्स की कीमत ब्लैक एंड वाइट की नियर अबाउट 5,000 और 10,000 हुआ करती थी एंड द कॉल रेट्स फॉर आउटगोइंग वाज 7 रुपीज़ एंड सम पैसा. फॉर द इनकमिंग 4 रुपीज़ और 3 रुपीज़ वॉज कॉस्ट. शुरू में फर्स्ट मिनट के लिए 4 रुपये लगते थे, उसके बाद घटते थे. इनकमिंग के भी पैसे लगते थे. नाउ in the 2010 और 2005 के बीच में the result comes and टेलीकम्युनिकेशन में जो रेवोल्यूशन आया उससे प्राइजेस बहुत तेज़ी से घटी एंड द इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में कंपटीशन भी घटा, consumers are benefited and producers are also benefited. And uh, at that time, our ex-Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was the finance minister, and he introduced the many policies like licensing business, foreign investment, foreign technology agreements, and merger of public sector into the private sector, and uh, abolishing many policies. So, by this privatization, the Indian economy get a momentum, fast momentum for the economic growth. We can say that this liberalization make a path, smooth path, which was helpful for the privatization and globalization. And on this path of LPG, the Indian economy take a fast growth, and in the last we will conclude the output of the economic growth of 40 years and economic growth of 20 years from 1991 to 2010. So, uh, liberalization led many merits to the economic development. The second is privatization.